What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the GoodeBaker podcast. I'm Nick Baker. Across from me, Shane Good. We are here to talk to you about video games again because I'm an idiot and I just deleted our just recorded podcast.
True.
So we are here to talk to you about the same shit over again, but you don't know that, so here we are. So yeah, what have you been playing, man?
Dude, I'll tell you what. I feel like we've done this before.
Why don't we just do this? Why don't we just make this one a brief one? We'll just go through everything. We'll talk about it real briefly, and we'll come back next week and we'll give you a full show.
So I've been playing League of Legends.
Nice, League of Legends, sweet.
Yeah, it's League of Legends. It's very much, you go through that cycle of hating yourself and then cancer and then you quit and then you come back and you're like, yeah, and then you get cancer again and you're like, okay.
Yeah, I feel like we made a LOL joke at first too.
I mean, there's always jokes to be made at LOL.
All right, yeah, and you also downloaded GTA.
You're right, I did. I forgot about that between now and then.
Yeah.
I believe this is where we insert James doesn't listen to the podcast and make fun of him joke.
Yeah. And,
yeah.
He's fucking off until somebody's sick, and then he's like, let's play some games. I'm like, oh, no, I'm dead.
What have you been playing, man?
I've been playing, well, actually, first I'll start with Division
Endgame,
because the thing that I've been talking about, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so Division Endgame, beat Coney Island, beat the museum portion. There's a bunch of other missions there at the end game that I beat, got to max rank, got to max gear score, and now I'm about to go actually back to New York now that I'm not sick anymore, getting back in there, and it's going to be fun. Second thing I've been playing is Final Fantasy VII Remake demo.
What was that?
That's awesome, man. It's so cool.
Yeah, I feel like this is the thing we could run to the ground and you'd be like, yes.
Yeah, and I did. I totally did in the actual podcast that we just recorded, but yeah, I fucking deleted it like an idiot. But yeah, so Final Fantasy VII demo, get it, man. It's free. Anybody out there that's interested, it's gonna totally sell you on the game. And for people that have played the original, it's gonna show you why this remake was a great idea in the first place. It's gorgeous. The combat system is everything you could want it to be in a modernized Final Fantasy realm. It has that like slow down turn-based combat aspect to it. It has some combo-y, like Devil May Cry E, but not quite.
They go above.
Yeah, it's great, and the playable characters you can switch between, and Barrett is awesome as well. His abilities are just great. I just blew my entire load the first time. So here we are. But man, yeah, it's definitely awesome. The demo takes place in the first playable area and the first reactor that you go through. You fight the Scorpion boss there. He's crazy. He breaks apart all kinds of things. It falls down. You gotta use those things as cover. Make sure you don't get hit by the tail laser. That's all great. Next thing on the list, the Ghost of Tsushima trailer came out with a release date on June 26th. This game looks just as beautiful, I'd say, in a lot of different ways. Lighting and shadows and colors in this are just all gorgeously rendered, and that make you feel, or looking at it makes you feel like this game is authentically feudal Japan. The samurai Rome.
It's very dark.
Yeah,
the game definitely. It looked like it would be a lot of fun. One thing I didn't say in the other piece was that it looks very super dark. I know I was thinking about it as we were talking about it, and I was like, fuck, I didn't mention that, so now I'm going to mention it.
Yeah.
But it just looked super, super dark.
I feel like this is a good hashing out, because we just spattered everything that was great about it. Now we should just shit on everything. We're just
the reverse podcast.
Yeah, so there's this thing here about Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, it's a piece of shit. We're not going to talk about that anymore. But yeah, Ghost of Tsushima looks great. Pick it up June 26th. Check out that trailer. It's the story trailer, so it kind of explains a few things about the main character Jin and what his story is going to be like. Redemption arc. He's a ghost. He's coming back from the grave. He's going to kill some motherfuckers. He does so in the trailer. It looks awesome. Blood's everywhere. Can't wait to play that game.
Also, really quick, that first scene in the trailer, when there's just like blood on this kid's face, and the guy's like, "We fight like this," and you're like,
"We are samurai."
What?
This is what the samurai do. Yes. So next thing on the list is Jesus. I'm gonna have to read this again. So this is
I forgot about this.
I'm gonna be out practice now.
Oh yeah.
Via IGN's Matt Kim, The Last of Us director Neil Druckmann will team up with Chernobyl's creator Craig Mazin or whatever on a television adaptation of The Last of Us for HBO. According to THR, Druckmann will be involved in the creation of the HBO Last of Us series. This is a rarity for video game adaptations, as the game creators aren't usually directly involved with the adaptation process of their games. Druckmann and Mazin will write and adapt. Naughty Dog president Evan Wells will serve as executive producer alongside Carolyn Strauss. Sony Pictures Television and PlayStation Productions will co-produce the series for the cable network. Sources told IGN that the HBO series will replace the previously announced The Last of Us movie adaptation. And what I said before was thank goodness, because game movies just have not really panned out.
Not really.
Other than, the shining example of Sonic the goddamn Hedgehog.
But they remade that after all the fans were like, "What is this abomination?"
Yeah, man.
Literally.
They just pull up a clicker and it's just like, I don't know, like Mickey Mouse or something. Oh my god, what? No, that's not right. You gotta take that back to the drawing board, man. I don't know what's going on here.
I don't think HBO. I don't know. I could be wrong. I think that if they do like a shit like sketchy job like artistically, I don't think HBO is gonna go back to the drawing board and be hang on, wait, we'll fix this.
Have you seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah, exactly. Have you seen the truck that's in the back, like the background of Game of Thrones? There's a scene.
There's like
where,
all
like,
kinds of stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they just leave it in there.
Also, the what is it? Watching, and I'm sure that this will happen, where it's like, obviously The Last of Us is like kind of like after technology, but there's still like technology around. I just can't wait to see somebody holding like a smartphone in like a clicker costume.
Yeah, I know, just like behind the scenes, or even just like, they catch him like in the corner of like, well, you're not supposed to be in that shot, but our wide angle lens kind of caught you, and and we're just not that great. We're not that great at editing. We're just gonna put you right in there.
But not to shit on everything. Definitely think that as long as they can kind of inquire, what the hell? As long as they can incorporate, there we go. I don't know why I had the wrong word in my head there. As long as they can incorporate.
I got the wrong words all day.
I think that as they can incorporate that they're using the real producers, and that they can kind of like really take from what they want to put into the show, and then kind of like hopefully that, these dudes make video games, they don't make TV show movies. Hopefully they also can kind of get together and get along, because
right, yeah,
The Witcher, I use The Witcher as an example.
Right.
Like The Witcher seemed like a pretty decent balance for it, minus the people that have nitpicks on everything. But
yeah. If I hadn't deleted the podcast before, this is where we would have talked about like, all the different storylines that they could take. They could go off and explain like the roots of all the diseases and this, that, and the other. But I'm not going to go into that right now. I'm sure that you have all your speculations out there, the people that are going to be listening to this. But make sure to comment in the comments below if you actually do listen to this with any of the ideas that you have about the show, because I'd love to hear them, because, I had already said them, and I'm just sad now. So.
I'm just sad.
I'm an idiot. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited for what it could be. HBO is pretty good at adapting things to TV.
For sure.
Game of Thrones, for what it was, majority of it was really good. Last season, a lot of people didn't really like. I thought it was fine. The only ending that I think that really could have had with what they were given there. that might stir the pot, I guess, but whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, last thing on our list here. My God, this is like half the amount of time, which is great, actually. But Valorant. So Valorant was announced literally like 20 minutes after we got off last week with our mysterious screenshot. What is this? Riot Games Project A, codename Valorant or whatever.
Well, I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
We should have waited 20 fucking minutes.
Yeah, man, because it's everything's out there. Go check it out. IGN has a gameplay video.
You're just going to chalk it up to a gameplay video?
Yeah, literally, because they call it an explainer, but man, it doesn't explain shit.
No, it didn't even, it didn't even show you, like, a glimpse of all the guns. It was I'm going to buy this one. Oh,
it's like, who's this character? No. Cut to this guy. What's happening? What's this guy's power? What is he making a wall? Like, can he see through that wall? No, that's another guy. What?
He could shoot through the wall.
Yeah, he could shoot through the wall.
He could shoot through the wall.
I wonder if his bullets get more damage going through the wall, though.
He did. I mean, technically, that would be like a wall bang. He wall banged somebody because some chick shot an arrow through it, and he could see where people were. Then
there was this guy that had like all these floating knives around him, and he didn't even have a gun. And I was like, well, is that just something? Can you just choose not to have a gun and a bunch of floating knives? That's pretty cool.
And they weren't. I can't remember. He didn't do damage with those knives. He kind of just like made like.
Oh man, what if you can just run into people with the knives?
Here, catch.
Yeah.
It's a very. It kind of reminds me of Aurelia. I realize you have no like.
Chirp, chirp.
Yeah, exactly. Essentially, it's just a character in League of Legends that she's a melee character that has knives, and it's like a storm of knives. So every time she swings, her knives like are an extension of her, and it like whatcha-jink, and it hits the enemies. And she actually has a dash ability that she can throw knives and kind of dash too.
Oh yeah. Side note: if any of you out there want us for any sound effects or voice acting,
oh yes,
let us know because we're nailing it right now.
Dude,
we're fucking nailing it.
Sound effects are definitely what I'm known for on the internet.
So yeah, as bogus as this. Well, anyway, I want to explain a little bit more about this because we only have a tiny bit of information here, but go online, you'll find it all. There's just a bunch.
There's
out there,
but
a
it's plethora.
Base level here, it's a free-to-play 5v5 tactical FPS in the same vein of Overwatch / Counter-Strike. Very similar to both those games in scope and in gameplay. It seems like they're very similar in a lot of ways to those two. So if you're into those games, I think this is going to be right up your alley. And
hopefully it's crossplay.
I assume,
fingers crossed.
I assume that it'll be crossplay because, man, anything that's coming out right now, you got to assume.
But I mean, at the same token, Counter-Strike currently isn't on console.
Right.
So,
but
if they
Overwatch is, and Overwatch isn't crossplay though.
Right, but it would be that would be the first thing that League of Legends would put onto a console.
That's true.
Or Riot Games, rather. Sorry. If Rito decides that they want to jump into the game console world, it definitely will be an interesting thing. Hopefully if they did do that, it's almost certain that they would have done crossplay because it's so intertwined in just games in general right now. Even though none of the games that I like have it because, that's just how the game works.
Yeah.
I wish The Division was crossplay. It'd be my only wish, dude.
Damn tragedy, because honestly, other than like the Dark Zone, there's really no.
Yeah, there's no PvP advantage.
Yeah.
But honestly, Fortnite has shown us that yes, controllers can be like aim assist busted in some ways, and like computer players will be always quicker at specific like movements.
Right.
But they've coincided now with forced crossplay for well over 8 to 10 months, and nobody's really like. There's the occasional like, some guy gets mad about it, but like it lasts 2 seconds, nobody gives a shit, and we move on.
As long as you understand the gap there when you're a player and you go into that world and you're like, okay, this guy is clearly building a tower and like
Yeah.
Milliseconds. He's a PC player. I'm gonna go this way. So as long as you don't meet that guy at the end, you're all set. And the Division, I don't really see much of how a PC player could really have like an extreme advantage. Obviously, there's always the precision that you have to think about. But I mean, the Division, I feel like I'm pretty quick on the sticks in that game anyway. Like,
yeah,
the Dark Zone isn't really my favorite habitat. I don't typically go in there trying to take shit out of there a lot of the time. But
yeah, for sure. I mean,
get a good squad in there, I think you'll be all right.
When I was playing the Division, I totally just went in there by myself all the time and just like fucked around. But I don't know. It is what it is. I just hope that our shooters in the future are nice crossplay. Yeah, man, and
hopefully Valorant and Riot come screaming over to the console market, because I would love to try this game out, and especially free to play. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Can't get any better than that. So.
Where's it go wrong?
So yeah, sorry about this weird broke-ass podcast, man. This is such a lame ending as opposed to what we had before.
We had a pretty tasty ending for you guys.
Ah, man, it was so good.
It was.
You have to wait till next week, though.
Tune back in for next week.
Yeah, but anyway, look for us on Spotify, Apple Music. I'm trying now.
Google Play. What is it? What? We got that Instagram meme page.
Yeah, Instagram meme page. Instagram regular.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah, we get the Facebook.
YouTube. We got no video. I'm just getting depressed now. I gotta get out of here. Talk to you guys next week. Peace.